Welcome back to the Elise Circle podcast. Today's a very special day, and not only because it is my birthday, but because I am dropping this episode on really what it's going to realistically look like to create that new life that you are striving towards. So today, I am 46 years old. That's pretty fucking crazy. Honestly, I don't feel it. I don't feel like I act it by any means. And I love my birthday. I've always been someone who is super excited when I wake up in the morning and just really super excited to be giving you this episode today of all day. So, at the time of recording this episode, we are on summer break right now. Summer break. Oh my God. This is 46. We are on winter break right now. So, I got a full house and we are recently back from Punta Cana. And it's so amazing and timely because what I'm talking about today is how your new life is going to cost you your old life. And it's the change you're trying to avoid, that it is the change that you need the most right now in your life. So, as we're on vacation and I'm walking on the beach and I'm meditating and I'm thinking about my life, which I always do that time of year, I reflect back on the last few years of how much my life has changed in terms of my relationship with my children, my husband, my friends, and my team. 5 years ago, I started FFWE, and it was right as COVID was, I wanted to say, starting to soften, but it wasn't. It was the end of 2020. The vaccine was just about to come out. I really thought that COVID was over and I needed to help women because I saw so many of us suffering. The change and shift that I had to make to become the CEO that I am today was astronomical. And as I'm walking the beach, I'm thinking and reflecting back on the woman I was 5 years ago. And she is so different. I have had to sacrifice and I've had to change. And this new life that I'm living right now has cost me my old life. And I want to really dig into that because chances are this is the one thing that you don't want to do. You are maybe looking to lose weight. Maybe you're really struggling to find support in perimenopause or menopause. Maybe you're really experiencing a shift in identity. Your kids are getting older. You're trying to reconnect with your partner. Maybe you're starting a new relationship, a new job. Maybe you live in a new place, whatever it is. And you're trying to really figure out that next step and what it's going to look like for you. Maybe you want to lose a lot of weight. Maybe you want to build muscle. And you're trying to do everything except for the one thing you really need to do, which is change your life. And it's so hard to do because it's done in so many smaller steps. So, small steps meaning, okay, we're going to start with your macros and we start with your activity. Well, then what, right? So when I look back at to the woman I was 5 years ago, she wasn't someone who was doing cartwheels on the beach. She wasn't someone who felt comfortable or confident walking on the beach in a bikini. She wasn't someone who felt unapologetic. I stood behind my kids in pictures. I just didn't really feel like I could show up as myself. And I realized that along the way, I've had to change a lot. I've had to lose a lot of relationships, a lot of friendships. I've had to do things that I choose to do that might have pissed off other people. I had to take chances. I had to go against what other people were telling me. So, I've shared this a lot about my journey. When I first invested in my first business mentorship, Albert, my husband, thought it was crazy. Mr. Business himself, his wife here is doing a business mentorship. He's like, what are you going to learn that I can't teach you? And I'm like, everything. You've never done this before. I've never done this before. I had to do something that he didn't agree with. That was probably the first time ever that had ever happened in our relationship. And we're married almost 20 years now. I had to break the mold of being like the housewife or the woman that did a lot of part-time jobs to step up and learn how to be a leader and to step up and learn how to service a community of women who I truly knew I could coach and change and service. That took a lot of change. And the woman that I am today is not the same woman. And so a lot of people who knew me 5, 6, 7, 10 years ago might look at me today and say, they don't like this version of me. Maybe I say the F bomb a lot. I say no a lot. When people say, hey, do you want to get together? Can we go out for a drink? I'm going to say no. I mean, I might say yes, but I say no more because I say yes to myself more, because I say yes to my team more and to my family more. And friendships right now to me are at the bottom of my list because that's the cycle and season that I'm in right now. And that's hard because I obviously want to have friendships and I want to nurture them, but I'm not in for the superficial level that I used to be. So I'm okay saying no. I'm also okay going to bed early before my kids because I wake up in the morning to do all the shit I want to do. And so I really want to drive this point across today that your new life is going to cost you your old one. The new version of yourself that you're stepping into, the woman that I am today at 46 years old, is very different than the woman I was when I turned 40. I remember when I turned 40, I was like, this is it. I'm in the decade of thriving. I never thought I felt old. I never thought I looked old. Um, but I never would imagine that I would be here today at 46, being the strongest I've ever been, the leanest I've ever been, the most successful I've ever been, and the most fucking unapologetic I've ever been. There's a huge identity shift that I had to go through, and I continue to go through. I've had to find my voice, I've had to find my power, and I've had to be unapologetic. Those are things that I didn't grow up doing. I grew up trying to please others. Like most women, I tried to service everybody else first, make sure that everyone around me is happy. Yes, I'll go out for you for drinks, even though I'm tired and I don't want to, and I don't want to drink because I don't want to offend you. Yes, I'm going to help you, even though this means I can't do the workout I wanted to do. Yes, I'll do this for you because I'm not sure if you can do it yourself. Yes, I'm going to put all my needs of my children and my husband and my family before me because I want everyone around me to be happy. My happiness can come second. And I stopped doing that. I don't do that anymore. Now, that's not to say I'm an asshole or I don't love my children. I do. But part of being me right now is prioritizing my mental health, my spiritual health, my physical health, my hormonal health. And so it's about balance and it's not always about self sacrificing. And I say this fresh off the plane from Punta Cana, where I spent 9 days with my kids servicing them, right? Like making sure that they had everything they need. This was a family vacation. This was like work was on hold. My team held the fort down and I was like full out mom mode. Everybody had what they needed. Yes, I still fell asleep probably earlier before my kids, but they were, hanging out, doing their thing, having fun. Albert and I did a lot of stuff together as well. And so this was a moment in time where I made that decision of like, hey, I am not going to put myself first, or putting myself first means right now that I'm in mom mode because my family needs me. And so there's nothing wrong. And I want to normalize the fact that if you truly want to change, you're going to have to change because guess what? If nothing changes, then nothing changes. So what good is it to do if you're looking to really change your life and you're not doing it? And so in our community in FFWE, we start all our ladies off with our 90-day four function hormonal renewal. But I always say this with anyone that I'm ever on a call with, and I preach this on social media. When you make a change in your life, it's going to take at least 1 year. And that sucks because you're not going to want that. You're going to want to do it in 21 days and 30 days or whatever it is. And that's just not the case. We're obsessed with doing everything faster, with doing everything as clean as possible, with as many rules as possible. And when you're looking to change in perimenopause and menopause, you need time. You need time to unlearn all the habits that you've learned along the way in the last 40, 50, 60 years. You need time to untell yourself truths that you believed to be true. If I don't service others first, then I can't service myself. If I can't feed my kids first, then I can't feed myself. Whatever it is that you've taught yourself to be true, you need to untell it. And that is par for the course if you're even looking to lose 10 pounds, which I will say 10 pounds is really hard to do. I lost 10 pounds. I keep saying a year and a half ago, but no, it's been 5 years now, 4 or 5 years. And that was hard as fuck. It took me 18 months to do. And I'm not a very big person. I've always been 5'1". So again, 46, I'm 5'1". I'd say my weight is anywhere from 125 to 126 pounds. And it is really hard when you're petite to lose weight. So 10 pounds, especially when you don't have a lot to lose, is super fucking hard. So if you're just going to change your diet and exercise, right? I'm just going to eat less. I'm going to exercise more. I'm just going to do that. You will fail. You will fail because you haven't done what you need to do to make the everlasting change. Because if nothing changes, nothing changes. So at the end of that 10-pound weight loss, you go back to eating how you were, and you eventually go back into moving like you did. Everything that you've done, you will undo. So the secret sauce here really is to change your life, everything around you. And that's going to take more than just 3 months. And so we start everybody with our 90-day for function hormonal renewal, because I know, because I am one, women in this demographic, we don't trust easily. We have done a lot of shit. We are the generation that grew up with diet culture. We grew up with Jello and Crystal Light and Weight Watchers, and everybody dieted. And so now we need to really build that trust up. And so I take 3 months with our ladies in our community to prove to them with guaranteed results that we can change them, because we're fucking amazing at what we do. I have the best team behind me. All right. After the 3 months, we have another program called Vitality, that once we prove ourselves and we love working with our clients, we start getting results, we invite them into that next program so that we finish the journey. Most of our women are with us anywhere from 12 to 15 months on average. A lot are with us for 2-3 years, because this is what it takes to really change your life. And in our program, that's what we do. We don't just change your body, we change your life, because your new life is going to cost you your old one. And that is scary as fuck. But we're going to be here to help coach you on how to talk to your friends, how to talk to your family, how to talk to your partner, how to talk to yourself, how to show up for yourself on the days when you don't want to. Because guess what? Every single year when you go into the holidays or you go into your birthday or whatever it is, you're going to have to practice this and you're going to have to get better at it. So I look back at all the years that I took my family on family vacations, and it used to be plagued with anxiety. I used to have such anxiety about how I'm going to get my workouts in, because back then I was in the mentality of I can eat whatever I want just as long as I exercise as hard as I can. So it was a matter of, got to get to the gym, got to burn calories so that I can eat my face off throughout the day. I don't do that anymore. When I went on vacation this time, it was Albert who was like, "Are we going to the gym today?" And I rolled my eyes and I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." Because in my heart, in my head, I was like, I can take 9 days off the gym and I'll be fine. I'm not going to undo all that I've done for the year, for the 5 years, in 9 days. But he was looking at it as an opportunity to, start the day off with a workout and feel good about himself and have some time together and just kind of take a moment away from the kids. So I was like, okay. I didn't do my full out workouts. I like to call them vacation workouts, just a little bit of something. But I also didn't eat like an asshole. I didn't go crazy. I wasn't drinking nonstop. I wasn't eating nonstop. It felt very, very comfortable. But this didn't happen after a 3-month transformation. This happened after really giving up who I was and how I showed up. The woman I am today had to say goodbye to the woman I was. And that's why I constantly say that in our program, we get you to your 2.0 version. Every single woman comes to me, says the same thing. I just want to feel like I did in my 30s. I want to look how I looked in my 20s. I want to be the way I was before my hormones started to go crazy. I want to be the woman before I had children, before I never lost my baby weight, whatever it is. And I'm like, that is wonderful, but you're not her. You are more emotionally developed now. You are stronger than her. You've gone through more than her. Your lens of life is wider than when you were in your 30s and in your early 40s and maybe even in your 50s. So why do you want to go back? No, no, no. We're going to get you into that next version, that 2.0 version that you haven't even met her yet. But I'm telling you, she is there and she is fucking amazing. And she's hot as fuck too. Cause like my favorite line is, you got a lot of hotness left. I don't care how old you are or how hormonal or how much you think you can't change. You can, but girl, You've got to change your life, your environment, your friendships, your realities, your beliefs. All that has to change because your new life is going to cost you your old one. And if you are really ready to make that happen, obviously, I'd love to help you. So you can go ahead and look me up on our website, functionallyfitwithelise.com, or you can find me on social, Instagram, Facebook at Functionally Fit with Elise, and we can have a chat. We always start with a free chat. I want to make sure that we are in alignment with each other before we even invite you into the program. But if you're like, no, I want to do this on my own, then high five to you, girl. I want you to do this on your own as well before you even come to me. So what can you do? I want you to take a look around your room. Look around your room. Who and what are you surrounding yourself with? So if you're like, I want to eat less processed food, are you surrounded by processed food nonstop? What do you need to do to change that? Can you stop buying shit? Can you stop buying processed food? Can you tell your partner to stop buying processed food? Can you start making more food at home? Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is you're going to have hard conversations. So just get used to it. Instead of just shying away, which I know so many of you do, you're going to have to pull up your big girl panties and have hard conversations with the people around you because you need their support. It's likely going to start with your partner, your spouse, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whoever it is that you spend the most time with, and say, I am committed to this change. And then you're going to have to tell them what you need from them. I'll never forget when I had my daughter, Leia. And back then I was so OCD about cleaning my kitchen. If you follow me on Instagram, you know, I kind of still am, but I was like so pregnant, and Albert came into the kitchen and he's like, let me clean the kitchen. And I said, okay, I'm going to say this with love because I get the feeling that there's going to be many times I'm not going to be able to clean the kitchen. But if you want to clean the kitchen for me, and I appreciate that, I need you to do it the way I want it done so that I don't have to do it again. And he was like, okay, cool. Tell me how to do it. And I was like, great. I spent 5 minutes showing him the way I liked it to be done. And then that way I knew when he said, hey, babe, let me clean the kitchen, I knew I wouldn't have to come back in and redo it to my liking. Well, the same is true when you're setting that expectation with the people that you love and that you're the most close with when you're looking to make a change. What do you need from them? What do you need your kitchen to look like? So for me, I might say, hey, babe, I need you to stop buying popcorners because it's like cocaine for me. And once I have a little bit, I can't stop. So can you just do that for me? And he might say, but I love popcorns. And I'm like, I know. And I know it's a big ask, but please don't buy them. Or, hey, can you do me a favor? And when you eat McDonald's for lunch, can you not bring home French fries for me? I know you do it out of love, but like, I don't want that anymore. If I want McDonald's French fries, I'll go out myself and get it. Or, you know, it might be as easy as, hey, I'm going to start going to the gym in the morning and I'm going to hate it and I'm probably going to complain about it. And when I do, I need you to support me and not talk me out of it. Okay. This is so important. And when I'm on a call with a client or a potential client, I always ask them, what does your support system look like? And when I hear someone say, my husband is not supportive of me, it is a big flag. It is generally something that is going to stop this woman from a transformation. So you're really going to have to start there if that's the situation that you fall into. Okay. So I highly recommend that you start that. Look around your environment, start to make changes, start to have those hard conversations, and then take it slow. Remember, the race is long and it's never ending. Faster isn't better. Better is better. Thank you so much for joining me today on my special birthday. I'd love to know how this episode resonates with you. Please do me a solid. I would love it as a birthday present if you can leave me a review, or even if you can share this episode and tag me on my birthday. I would love to hear from you. And I will catch you on the next one.